dim your lights and nestle into your favorite spot? Tonight, you'll slip into a world where every notification could be a promise or a trap. It's 2:13 a.m. when your phone buzzes you awake. The screen glows in the dark room like a lone lantern on a silent dock. Trader Sam's name flashes on your screen. Hey, have you checked out memecoin yet? It just spiked 30%. Doge's got nothing on this. Your heart thumps with curiosity. You rub your eyes, the hush of the night wrapping around you, and open the Discord chat. But before we go further, tap that like button, subscribe, but only if you genuinely like what I do, and let me know in the comments where you're tuning in from and what time it is for you. Now relax, get comfy, and let the night embrace you as we dive deeper into this tale. Instantly, your screen floods with froggy avatars crowning each other in pixelated jubilation. Chart lines dance upward in a sea of green, punctuated by the playful bark of Shiba Inu icons and the bold, blocky letters of Floki. Every new message chirps like a firefly, HODL. Moon soon, and you lean closer, intoxicated by the thrill. At first, you're just a spectator, tracing the candlesticks climbing higher, imagining the gentle click as numbers roll into the green. But Trader Sam's confidence feels like warm tea in your veins. He texts again. I grabbed in at 0.00000075, already up 40%. Just hit that buy button, trust me. For a moment you hesitate. Your wallet balance stares back at you in soft gray, the screen a silent dare. Curiosity gets the better of you, and you type a quick question. Where do I buy? Sam's response comes almost instantly. Bro, just download the Binance app and sign up. Easy setup, best place to swap. With a few taps, you're installing Binance. The app's colorful icon springs to life on your home screen. You open it, swipe past the introductory slides, and tap Register, entering an email, a password, then pausing to verify your identity with a quick selfie. Your pulse flutters at the confirmation ding. Back in the dark room, you tap the magnifying glass icon and type memecoin into the search bar. A small frog emblem appears next to the ticker PEPE/USDT. You tap it, and the trading screen unfolds. Real-time price, candles flickering like distant campfire sparks, and the soft click of the numerical keypad as you enter the amount. The default is $10, but you edit it to $50, imagining each token as a little green seed in your digital garden. You double-check the details, market order, estimated tokens to receive, and then heart-racing you tap Buy. The screen pulses as memecoins flow into your Binance wallet. A tiny notification pops up. Purchase successful. 7,142.86 pp added. For a moment you simply stare. The weight of digits on the screen both exhilarating and surreal. 17 minutes later, your gains light up in bright green, plus 22%. You feel a surge of triumph and a new question bubbling up inside you. Fumbling in the chat, you type, "Hey Sam, what should I buy next?" Almost instantly, Sam replies, "Hit Dogecoin, man." It's been quiet, but gearing up for another run. You tap back over to Binance, back to the search bar. This time you type Dogecoin, and a golden Shiba Inu icon smiles up at you. With a few precise taps, set amount to $30, confirm market order, you watch as Doge slides into your wallet. A confirmation pops up, purchase successful, 43.22 Doge added. Your heart flutters again. Already your screen shows small gains, plus 5% on Doge. Encouraged, You send another message. And after Doge? Sam responds without missing a beat. Fart coin's the next big meme. Lots of chatter on the pumps channel. You switch back to Binance, tap the search icon, and type Fartcoin. A cheeky logo greets you, green letters with a tiny gas cloud. You set the amount to $20, tap Confirm, and watch as your wallet updates. Purchase successful, 250 fart added. You lean back with a grin, imagining fart coins floating up like bubbles in the night air. The tokens appear, and you let out a soft cheer. You lean back, eyes wide in the moonlit glow, feeling like you've unlocked a secret code, one tip at a time. Then, out of the blue, a sharp ping jolts you. Did you see that whale dump on Pepe? Liquidity's bleeding fast. Your breath catches. In crypto slang, a whale dump means a single large holder has sold off a heavy chunk of tokens, pushing the price downward. It can trigger a rush of panic selling. But for those who got in early, such dips can be chances to buy the rumor and sell the news. You watch the chart dip into yellow and then hesitate, tooth and nail, on whether to hold or buy more. The chat divides. Some scream, "Buy the dip," while others warn, "Too risky." You weigh the promise of snagging Pepe at a slight discount against the fear of watching it slide even further. In that charged moment, your finger hovers above the buy button once more. You can taste the tension in the air, the grit of balancing risk against reward. It's a fleeting instant. One decision that could mean minor gains slipping into green, or a loss magnified in red. Then the candles bounce back, spikes of green slicing through the yellow. The dip was short-lived. Opportunistic traders swooped in and Pepe climbed back, right into your first batch of tokens, now worth another 12% more. The thrill of the dip buy winning out floods through you, raw and bright. The room grows colder, but you barely notice. You're wrapped in the warm glow of your device, buoyed by the promise of quick riches. Somewhere after your 20th tap, the rush dims into a jittery hum. Your eyes sting, and a small voice in your mind wonders if this all feels a shade too electric. But Trader Sam is already ahead of you, flooding the chat with victory memes and victory calls. He posts a screenshot, his own wallet, lush with green gains, and beneath it, a simple caption, "See, told you so." You swallow the last of your doubt and lean back, phone in hand, convinced you've cracked the code. In that dim, quiet room, midnight pressing against the windows, your phone's glow feels like a heartbeat syncing with your own. You press the device closer, tasting the promise of quick fortune and feeling a thrill that sharpens your senses. Just as you settle, another ping breaks the lull. Sam here, ready to dive into the real secrets? Forget the big names. Follow me to the underbelly of memecoins. And with that, you lean forward once more, bracing to explore the hidden layers beneath every pump and dump. Act 2. Into the memecoin iceberg. Night deepens and you're drawn back to your screen. It's time to discover how deep this rabbit hole goes. Sam's username glows in the chat. Let's explore memecoin rabbit hole. Some are surface pumps, others hide dangerous traps. Your curiosity stirs. You ask, "Rabbit hole?" Sam responds with a link to Dex Screener and a brief chart. Open Dex Screener and scroll down to find meme coins on Solana, BNB, Avalanche. Some legitimate, many rug pulls. Learn the layers. You follow the link. Dex Screener's interface unfolds. Rows of obscure tokens whose symbols you barely recognize. Fly Frog, Moon Pig, Soul Cat. You scroll past the top trending coins into the deep list, where prices spike on no social media buzz and volumes flicker like weak signals. Your finger hovers over the charts, each click revealing a story. Green and red candles flicker like lanterns in a fog, each dip hinting at hidden dangers, each peak a siren song of profit. You zoom in on Soulcat's graph, a wild, jagged ascent followed by a spine-chilling crash. The numbers feel alive, pulsing beneath the glass. A sidebar shows token age and creator address. Some projects were born hours ago, others a week, yet their liquidity pools wobble on a handful of coins. You feel the thrill of sleuthing these microcaps, scanning token lock times and community posts for clues. The deeper you dive, the more you realize the iceberg extends far down, into murky depths no light touches. Sam explains, surface layer, big names like Doge and Shiba, easily tradable on major exchanges. Next layer, mid-tier meme coins, risky but buoyed by community hype. Below that, microcaps, wild swings, virtually no liquidity. Bottom layer, the dead zone, rug pulls and abandoned contracts. Your eyes narrow as you imagine descending through these tiers. You picture it like diving into an icy ocean. The sunlight of major coins fades quickly, replaced by murk and shadows. You remind yourself that the deeper you go, the less rescue there is. No audit teams, no safety nets, just you and the code. To navigate safely, you pull up your notes, learning to spot red flags, mismatched contract addresses, one-day-old Twitter profiles promising guaranteed moon. You recall a horror story about a token called Crystal Kitties, whose website claimed 10,000 holders, only to find it was a single wallet with 9,999 dummy addresses. The reality of digital deception settles in your mind, like a cold stone sinking through your gut. To illustrate, Sam drops two examples. First, Sunshay on Solana, trending with a cute llama icon, but only a handful of trades. Check liquidity, he warns. You click the liquidity tabs, token paired against tiny SOL pools. A single large sell order could drain the pool. Instant rug. Then Sam guides you deeper. Astro Ape, a token with promises of avatars on alien moons, but no smart contract audits. You search frantically. No audit reports. The community chat is eerily silent. A cold knot forms in your stomach at the thought of buying into shadows. Next, Moondrop, a BNB meme coin with a flashy website and promises of celebrity endorsements. Charts show a sudden 500% spike yesterday, then flatlined. Sam notes, that spike? A rug pull, dev sold, left holders with worthless tokens. First, Sunshay on Solana, trending with a cute llama icon, but only a handful of trades. Check liquidity, he warns. You click the liquidity tabs, token paired against tiny SOL pools. A single large sell order could drain the pool. Instant rug. Next, Moondrop, a BNB meme coin with flashy website and promises of celebrity endorsements. Charts show a sudden 500% spike yesterday, then flatlined. Sam notes, that spike? A rug pull, devs sold, left holders with worthless tokens. Your pulse quickens as you scroll deeper. One token catches your eye, Fartcoin V2, trending on Solana with a ridiculous logo of a pixelated cloud and promises of flatulence-fueled gains. You can't help but laugh. Sam chimes in. It's probably a rug, but who knows, it pumped 300% earlier today. Curiosity overtakes you. Against your better judgment, you click into it. Volume is spiking. Twitter is buzzing with toilet humor memes, and people in the Telegram are dropping rocket emojis. You throw in $50 just for the thrill. At first it flies. Your balance ticks up 15%, 20%, then 40%. Sam sends a gif of a farting rocket, and you both laugh. It feels like the easiest win of your life. You even catch yourself opening Dex Screener in a second tab, scouting for the next ridiculous gem. You feel a high like the start of something big. Then, silence. The chat slows. The chart halts. You refresh. Nothing. You try to sell, but the confirm button spins endlessly. Your tokens won't move. Liquidity drained. The price down 99% in under 2 minutes. You check the wallet tracker. The dev dumped everything. Sam sighs. Yep, that was a full rug. They nuked it. Your stomach sinks. That $50 might as well have gone up in smoke. You close your eyes and let your head tilt back. You got played. You try to laugh it off, but it catches in your throat. It doesn't feel funny anymore. It feels personal, like a hand reaching through your screen and flipping your excitement into ash. You stare at the flatline chart, watching it pulse like a heart monitor that stopped beating. You stare at the decimals, 4 zeros followed by a flickering digit, as if willing it to move, to reverse, to give you one last chance to break even. But it doesn't. The trading window is frozen. The sell button might as well be a relic. You check the project's Twitter, gone. Telegram, deleted. Website, already offline. It all sinks in. This wasn't just a loss. It was a trap. The memes, the emojis, the pump. All theater to lure in people like you. Your gut churns as you scroll through the Dex Screener page again, seeing a dozen more just like it. You type a message in the group. Anyone else get rugged on Fartcoin V2? Silence. Then one reply. A sad Pepe meme. Sam sends a message privately. It happens to all of us eventually. Cheap lesson if you think about it. But it doesn't feel cheap. It feels like betrayal in pixel form. You open your transaction history and watch the moment you bought it, time-stamped neatly, your curiosity immortalized. And then the collapse, just minutes later. You wonder how many others were watching the same green candle you did, smiling, trusting, hoping. And how many scammers on the other end laughed while it drained. You lean back in your chair, heart heavy, phone dimming in your hand. The thrill is gone. What remains is the residue of naive excitement, scorched and crumbled. You take a deep breath and wipe your face. The iceberg didn't just chill you, it bit. And it left a scar, one you wouldn't notice until hours later, lying in bed, when the image of that chart haunted the backs of your eyelids. That one green candle that drew you in, like a flame. You replay the sounds in your mind. The clink of your phone on the desk, the barely audible tap of your finger on confirm, and then the silence that followed. Not the kind of silence that comforts, but the kind that feels like a door quietly closing behind you. You keep checking the screen even though you know it's over. Maybe some miracle spike, maybe a buyback, maybe the devs will return. But there's nothing, just the endless flat line. You scroll up through the Telegram history, wondering if there were signs you missed. A strange gap in admin replies, a wave of identical emoji spam, a moment where everyone got too excited too fast. Red flags you couldn't recognize then, but now seem obvious in hindsight. You open a crypto subreddit and search Fartcoin V2. A few threads pop up. Most were posted hours before the rug, some users saying, "This is sus," others yelling, we're going to the moon. One post simply says, "Be careful. Smells like a setup." You wish you had seen that before. There's a thread with screenshots, one of the dev's wallet address, the preloaded tokens, the exact moment he dumped everything. It hits you all over again. You weren't unlucky. You were the target. You watch a small token chart. Low volume, sudden upward tick, then a straight drop. Sam's voice over the chat. That's a rug when devs drain liquidity and vanish. Always check liquidity depth, audit status, community activity. If it's too quiet, steer clear. You practice. Filter out tokens with no audits, skip ones with odd contract flags, and bookmark a handful of mid-tier coins with healthy trading volume and active Telegram groups. You witness genuine community chatter for Pup Rocket, memecoin still breathing. Charts are erratic but alive. Hours pass in this digital dive. Your eyes blur over token icons and price graphs. Each new discovery feels like flipping a page in a mystery book. Some chapters end in fortune, others in betrayal. The iceberg's depths are colder and darker with every scroll. As the first pale light of dawn seeps in, Sam posts one final message. Damn, they rugged us on one of those deep dives. But hey, I know something better. Your heart races. Sam hints at a safer edge. You clutch your phone, leaning forward. You close the last tab and sit still for a while, letting the silence settle back in. You haven't made your money back. You're not even sure what your next step is. But now at least you've seen the game for what it is. You've wandered through the fog. You've felt the chill of the deep. And though it stung, something inside you still leans forward. Your hand trembles slightly as it reaches for the mouse. The tabs are still open. The noise hasn't stopped. Maybe this time you'll spot the signs earlier. Maybe this time the gamble will go the other way. Your phone vibrates again. Sam just sent a new link. You click. Act 3. The Leverage Illusion. Your screen lights up with a new message from Sam. Ever try leverage trading? 10 times or 20 times? It's where the real adrenaline is. You pause. After last night's rug, you told yourself you'd be more careful. But something about the word leverage sends a chill of possibility through your spine. You type back, "How does that work?" Sam responds, "Simple. If a coin moves up 1% and you're using 10 times leverage, you make 10%. 20 times and it's 20%. But if it goes down 1%, you lose 10 or 20%. High risk, high reward." You sit up straighter. That means your tiny bag could finally mean something. You open Binance again, fingers hovering over the Open Futures tab. Sam messages again. Try it with something stable like Doge or Pepe, less likely to rug. Just test the waters. You open a position on Doge, $50 at 10 times. You watch the chart breathe. A small move upward, barely a flick on the graph, but your P&L shows plus 7%. You blink. It's like magic. You close the trade. Profit, $3.27. It's small, but it was instant. You do it again, this time with 20 times leverage. Now every second feels like a heartbeat. A small twitch in price flashes green, then red. You realize you're holding your breath. One wrong move and you're wiped, Sam types. But you're in. Your $50 becomes a loaded weapon. The screen becomes your pulse. You tell yourself it's just a test. But tests aren't supposed to feel this thrilling. This is no longer investing. It's something else entirely. And you can't look away. Your pulse drifts between exhilaration and dread with every flick of the chart. That surge of hope, like a spark in the dark, is vivid in your veins. And when it vanishes, you're left with the lingering cold of reality. You begin to chase the feeling, each trade a pulse in the dark. But after a swift hit of success and a sharp plunge into loss, you find yourself staring at an empty screen again. In the quiet that follows, you open the chart once more, drawn by the same compulsion you used to resist. You tell yourself it's just curiosity, just to learn. But deep down, you feel it creeping in again. The need to recover, to fix the mistake, to win back what was lost. You scroll through the leaderboard on Binance Futures, names you've never heard of making thousands off tiny trades. Screenshots flood your Discord feed. Green numbers, triple-digit gains, people celebrating printing money while you sit with an empty balance. You check your trade history. It's all there. Every entry and exit, every leverage setting, every loss. A grim little diary of ambition and volatility. You search YouTube for leverage trading strategy. Videos flash across the screen. Upbeat voices explaining indicators, risk management, how to never get liquidated again. You click one and watch for 7 minutes before realizing you haven't absorbed anything. Your phone buzzes again with Sam's boast. Made it all back today. Sata Kerta on Pepe, 12 seconds, in and out. It feels surreal, like a tall tale for someone who just lost everything. Yet your thumb slides over Binance's icon without hesitation. You tell yourself $20 more, stick to your rules, stop loss enabled, 5 times only, trade with volume. In a blur of muscle memory, you deposit, pick Doge, and open a small 5 by position. At first, it steadies, plus 1%, plus 2%, a modest gain that feels safe. But when the price wobbles, a sliver of doubt pushes you to bump leverage to 20 times just for a moment. The graph flickers, plus 4%, then minus 6%. Adrenaline surges and clouds your judgment. 50 times. Why not? A sudden avalanche of red wipes your position again, and the screen goes dark. Silence engulfs you as you stare at a zero balance. The room's stillness feels heavier than any loss. You can almost hear the weight of wasted minutes ticking away. Your hands tremble, and a dull ache spreads behind your eyes. You replay your choices like a broken record. The click that opened the first trade, the second when you bumped leverage, the moment the graph plunged out of control. Regret is a quiet companion, whispering that you danced too close to the flames. Yet even as you vow to walk away, a small voice reminds you of the promise you once saw, the one green spike that lit the night. And so you sit, caught between the urge to quit and the pull to try one last time, heart pounding in the echo of what might have been. Your eyelids grow heavy, but sleep dances tantalizingly just out of reach as visions of green candles and red crashes swirl behind your eyes. You feel the gravity of every choice pressed down like a weight in your chest. Every tap, every slide of the leverage slider, a decision that propelled you closer to triumph or ruin. Outside, the world is silent. Inside, your mind echoes with the hum of servers, the chime of notifications, and the ghost of Sam's voice urging just one more try. You imagine logging off, stepping away, but the thought feels foreign, like leaving a conversation before the final word is spoken. You stare at the muted chart on your screen, its grid lines a silent invitation. Somewhere in the back of your mind, a small voice whispers caution, remnants of rationality buried beneath the high of adrenaline. But another, louder voice reminds you of that green candle's promise, the one that lured you in. You can almost feel the warmth of potential brushing your skin. A sudden ping snaps you back. Not Sam this time, but a notification from the futures leaderboard. Trader Night King liquidated at 150 times on SHIBX. Loss, $1,200. You blink. SHIBX was one of the tokens Sam bragged about earlier. A chill runs through you. Someone else just watched their balance evaporate, likely in the same second you nearly clicked enter. You close your eyes and see the ticker tape scrolling past, showing names and numbers dissolving in real time. Your breath catches as you realize it's not just you, it's everyone who chases these storms. Each name on that list is a person, a story, a risk taken in the dark. You open the Binance News tab. Headlines flash. Regulators warn of high leverage risks. Crypto crash fears grow. Exchange halts SHIBX futures. The headlines blur. Your heartbeat slows, settling into a new rhythm, one of clarity rather than rush. You lean back, pressing your palms into your eyes, trying to shut out the screen's siren song. And for the first time this night you wonder, what if the real exit isn't one more trade, but walking away? And in that question lies the first true choice you've had all night. To close the app, push back from your desk, and let the world of flashing charts and endless pings fade. To feel the solid ground of your floor beneath your feet, instead of the vertigo of potential gains. It would be a simple step, unremarkable to anyone else, but monumental to you. A step that says, no more chasing ghosts in code, no more trading hope for a mirage. And as your finger hovers over the home button, you realize this moment, this single breath, could be the one that finally brings you back to sleep. But sleep seems distant as your mind races through what-ifs. What if someone else is trading now? What if markets shifted while you hesitated? You feel a pull back to the charts, a whisper in the dark urging you to defy caution. The room feels colder, the screens glow harsher. Your eyes drift toward Sam's profile picture on Discord, bright and smiling against your gloom. You wonder if he's still up, hunting the next surge, if he's typing right now, ready to sell you that promise again. A twinge of frustration stirs. He led you here, and now you're the one chasing shadows. In the silence, you recognize the cycle feeding itself. Hope, thrill, loss, regret, repeat. You wonder how many nights you'll trade away before finding the courage to break free. The home button beckons, its promise small but true. You take a slow breath, fingers trembling. And then, with deliberate calm, you press it, and the screen fades to your home menu. A soft relief washes over you as the charts disappear. Your heartbeat slows, and for the first time, the quiet feels like an embrace instead of an echo. You turn away from the screen, bracing yourself for the darkness outside your window. As you settle into your bed, the night finally feels complete. Tomorrow, the markets will still be there. But tonight, you have reclaimed something far more precious. Act 4. Revenge Trading. Your eyelids flutter as pale light spills through the curtains. You lie still a moment, taste the sting of last night's losses, and then sit up, every muscle protesting. The room is quiet. Beside you, a phone screen flickers at zero balance, and somewhere a bird chirps to welcome the morning. Back at the desk, you pick up your phone. Notifications from last night's chases scroll past. Messages about Fartcoin V2, leverage wins and losses, a final ping. Trade safe, brother. from Sam. You tap a few messages, then you stop yourself. With deliberate calm, you delete the deepest temptations, the deck screener bookmark, the Open Futures shortcut, the Telegram group you once thought was your secret club. A wave of relief washes over you, small but vital, as you place your phone face down. You close your eyes, tasting calm for the first time since midnight. Yet peace is fleeting. A sharp buzz shatters the moment. An email from your bank. Overdraft fees from yesterday's auto withdrawal. You tap the notification, revealing a balance that sits dangerously low. The air rushes out of you. You press your palms over your eyes, wondering how your digital losses bled into real life. Every click had a cost beyond the screen's glow. The hush of morning warps into the flashing urgency of alerts. Your hand darts for the phone again, but instead of chaos, you tap and hold the banking app, then drag it off your home screen. An act of defiance against the pull of alerts. You vow to stand fast, to resist the pull of numbers and notifications. But just as you rise to leave, your phone buzzes again. Sam's voice pops up. Just sold my Doge. Next pump in 30. You in? The message lands like a drumbeat in your chest. Excitement flares against the gray light. You inhale, tasting both fear and longing. With deliberate calm, you tap the Binance icon instead. Fingers trembling, you type, "Where's it pumping?" and hit send. The apartment holds its breath. Outside, life hums on, but inside, you've stepped back into the storm, chasing the promise of one more green candle before the sun fully rises. Seconds stretch into minutes as you wait for Sam's reply. Your chest tightens, breath shallow, each passing moment echoing with memories of wins and losses. You glance around the silent apartment, coffee cup half full, early mail by the door, a stray scratch on your phone screen that never seemed to matter before. Now, every detail feels symbolic of risk and reward. Then, a ping. Sam. Up 15% already, jump in fast. You feel your finger hover over buy. A familiar surge of excitement races through your veins, tinged with fear. You know this could be another quick win, or the cliff that sends you plummeting. In the tense hush of dawn, you decide. You'll place a cautious bet this time. You tap buy, watching the order confirm in a quiet flash. The screen shows you've acquired a small stash of Pepe for $30. Modest, controlled, familiar. Your heart hammers as you see the first green digits appear, plus 4%. A tremor of hope runs through you, but you hold back. You set a stop loss just below entry, the slider moving like a handrail against the edge. Moments stretch. You sip the last of your cold coffee. Outside, the world wakes up. Car engines, footsteps on sidewalks, a child laughing in the distance. Inside, your screen blinks with the gentle rise and fall of your tiny position. Then a message pings. Sam, nice play. Keep it tight. Don't forget to breathe. You close your eyes and exhale, realizing the real test wasn't the market, it was you. The morning's light no longer feels like judgment. Instead, it's a partner in this new approach, a gentle reminder that every trade begins and ends with a choice. As the first true rays of sun spill across your desk, you lean back, finding a fragile balance. One foot in the market, one in the world beyond your screen. But just as you sense a moment of peace, your phone buzzes again. Sam, we're at a new ATH. Looks like the whales are moving. Ready to strike back? His words feel like a dare. Your chest tightens. The idea of revenge trading pulses in your veins, not just to recover, but to beat the market at its own game. You imagine the thrill of turning things around, of proving each loss was just fuel for a bigger comeback. Your finger hovers over the buy button. This time your plan is ruthless. Tight stop loss, smaller position, fast in and out. You chart your entry, set alerts, and double-check every parameter. There's method in this madness. In one swift motion, you place the order. The screen confirms your position on Pepe once more, and your heart races not with blind hope, but with cold resolve. And in that moment of calculated vengeance, you feel more alive than you have all night. The chart blinks. Pepe's price quivers, then trends upward. You watch your position climb, plus 3%, plus 5%, each percentage point a small victory etched against your cautious plan. Your pulse steadies as you realize the market can be tamed with discipline. Yet beneath that calm, you sense a familiar undercurrent, the lure of something bigger. You glance at the leverage slider, remembering the rush of 50 times, and shiver. For now, you resist. You let the stop loss cradle you, keeping fear at bay. You breathe deeply as the first sunbeams warm your desk. The storm you invited has settled into a manageable breeze, steady enough that you almost believe you've mastered it. Yet even as the air cools around you, a sudden ping jolts your focus. Whale alert, major sell-off on Pepe now. The chart's green wick plunges into red, slicing through your gains. You stare, frozen, as the price plummets faster than your mind can compute. Your finger moves on autopilot, hit the stop loss. But the market's flood washes over your orders and the stop loss slips past your grit. The screen flashes warnings. Position liquidated. Your modest victory evaporates in seconds, leaving you staring at a zero balance once again. Silence reclaims the room, thick and heavy. You sit motionless before the darkened chart, the promise of choice dissolving into cold reality. The rising sun no longer feels hopeful. It illuminates the stark truth that sometimes the market wins no matter how steady your hands. Act 5. Final break and quiet resolve. You wake to a soft glow on your nightstand, your phone face down, the screen dark. The moonlight has surrendered to pale dawn, and the silence feels almost sacred. Your body registers hours of tension. Shoulders tight, throat dry, mind buzzing with echoes of the night's chaos. For a moment you lie motionless, letting each breath ground you. Your thoughts drift unbidden to the relentless charts, the surging highs, the crushing gut punch of liquidation that stripped away your late-night bravado. Slowly, you sit up and cradle the mug of mint tea on your bedside table. The warmth seeps into your palms, a counterpoint to the cold angst still lingering in your chest. You inhale deeply, filling your lungs with the herb's gentle aroma, a surprising comfort after the acrid scent of burnt coffee and electronic circuits. You take a slow sip, savoring the clean, soothing taste of mint instead of fear. No numbers hover in the corner of your vision, only the gentle swirl of steam and the steady rhythm of waking. Your gaze shifts to the shelf where once revered trading guides, token analyses, and never liquidate notes stood like broken talismans. You reach out, fingertips brushing dusty spines, and slide each volume into a box labeled Tomorrow's Lessons. This is not a gesture of defeat, but of transformation, acknowledging what almost cost you sleep, money, and peace, and vowing to carry only the wisdom forward. A soft breeze drifts through the open window, carrying the scent of dew-kissed grass and fresh beginnings. You pause, inhaling it deeply, the cool air clearing the fog in your mind. The hum of your laptop fan feels distant now, an echo of last night's digital roar. You notice the faint residue of emotion lingering on your desk, a lipstick stain on a coffee cup, a bookmark dog-eared in one trading manual, a sticky note scrawled with emergency stop-loss levels. Each holds a fragment of your midnight journey, reminders of how close you came to losing yourself. In the soft morning light, you power on your laptop, not to chase candles, but to log out, closing your Exchange accounts for good. The cursor hesitates over the disconnect button, and then you click. No flurry, no regret, just an intentional step away from a siren that never rests. You delete folder after folder, deck screener, memecoin alerts, future shortcuts, each vanishing icon a small breath of freedom until only one remains: real life. You double-click it and step forward. You hover over it, a quiet smile touching your lips, and double-click, opening a virtual door back to everyday world. Each erased icon feels like unclasping a weight from your mind. Your desktop clears, revealing a single file: real life. You push your chair back and stand, muscles loosening as you uncurl yourself from the night's tension. For a moment you hesitate, half expecting a new notification to scramble your resolve. But the silence holds. You glance at the digital clock. Morning has arrived. You walk to the closet and pull out a coat, its familiar weight a comforting contrast to the phantom heft of lost trades. You tie your shoes with steady hands, then pause at the door, inhaling the hush of the hallway before stepping outside. The air is crisp, carried on a breeze that smells of spring blossoms rather than burnt rubber and LEDs. A neighbor waves, a dog barks in welcome, and sunlight dances through leaves. You inhale, letting the steady pulse of life fill your lungs. You walk down the sidewalk, each step a gentle protest against the night's frantic pace. The pavement beneath your soles feels reassuringly solid. You pass a coffee cart and pause, watching the barista steam milk for an early customer. The low hiss of the machine feels like a heartbeat in the dawn. Continuing on, you reach a small park where dew clings to blades of grass. You grab a takeaway cup and continue to a nearby bench, letting the warmth in your hands and the morning's gentle symphony, rustling leaves, distant traffic, ground you back to real life. In that unmapped space between sleep and wakefulness, memories of digital sirens fade. You rise and continue walking, contemplating what comes next. No plans for more trades. Instead, you consider breakfast with a friend, an errand you've postponed, or simply soaking in the morning light. Every possibility feels within reach, uncharted yet inviting. You consider stepping into the cafe, drawn by the promise of fresh pastries, but instead you keep walking. Each step away from that door feels like reclaiming space you'd given away to charts. You take a bite of the flaky pastry, savoring its buttery layers. A smile lifts your lips. It's a simple pleasure, but in this moment it feels profound, proof that life still offers richness beyond digital highs and lows. Outside, a couple strolls by, hand in hand, laughter faint but genuine. You breathe in that scene, letting it remind you of connection and presence. You finish your drink, feeling the last traces of caffeine spark a gentle alertness in your veins. Standing, you leave a small tip and step back into the morning. The world feels layered with possibility. Errands, a call, a walk in the park later this evening, perhaps a chapter from that unread novel waiting on your shelf, all without charts, all within the simple rhythm of life. And just as you reach for your keys, your phone buzzes, Sam's name lighting up the screen with a single message. Bro, have you seen Brett Coin? I'm up like 10 times from yesterday. End of Act 5. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss a midnight saga. Sleep well, everyone. Good night.